Hey guys, it's MandaPanda. Welcome back for another custom My Little Pony tutorial. Today we are going to be transforming Applejack into Catboy from PJ Masks. They are both so excited, so let's get started. I'm using a little bit of acetone to remove Applejack's original cutie mark, and now we need to remove all of her original hair. I'm just going to twist the head to the side until it just pops right off. And in order to remove the mane, I need to actually cut that neck plug down at the bottom out. So I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife and very carefully cut around that neck plug until I can just pull it right out with my pliers. To make the process of removing the hair easier, I highly suggest trimming the hair down as short as you can possibly get it. I'm using a pair of large scissors to get the hair pretty short, and then I'm going to go in with these really small nail scissors and cut the hair all the way down to the scalp. The shorter the hair is, the easier it's going to be to pull all of those hair roots out from the inside. So I'm going to reach in there with my pliers and pull out these clumps of hair and glue. If you don't have pliers, you could always use tweezers for this step. She's all bald. Now let's remove the tail. Really simple, just cut it off all the way to the end. Oh, got a couple of loose strings there. And then use the tip of something sharp to push that tail directly inside of the pony's body. Real quickly, I'm gonna actually reattach this neck plug before I lose it. The pony's all prepped. Let's get started with the transformation. I'm starting off by using a little bit of Sugru. I've used this several times before. It's an air dry rubber, and I personally like to use it because it's really easy to smooth with your fingers and it doesn't shrink at all once it's dried. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this to cover up all of those holes that were left over after we removed the mane. But if you don't have Sugru or you don't have access to Sugru, you could always use air dry clay or completely skip this step if the holes don't bother you. I'm gonna let this Sugru dry for about 4 hours, let it harden, and then we can start painting. For this custom, I'm gonna be using nail polish. I picked out 2 shades of blue, this really pretty shimmery one from Color Club, and this dull polish from OPI. It's like a jelly, so it's a little bit transparent, a little bit sheer, and we're gonna be layering them to get a color that matches Catboy. But before we can start painting, I actually need to remove the original eyes. I completely forgot to do it earlier, and I don't want them to show through the paint. So let's get that first color on. This is that really shimmery, vibrant blue from Color Club. Catboy doesn't have a shimmer to his suit, so that's a come. We're gonna cover it up with that second OPI color, but that is like the perfect tone of blue. It's just too shiny. So by putting this second coat that's a little bit jelly, a little bit see-through, it is completely dulling it down, taking away all that shimmer and that shine, and it just to me looks like a really good match for Catboy. I was originally planning to use acrylic paint for this custom, but I didn't have an acrylic paint that matched Catboy, so I kept trying to make one, and it just I couldn't get it to come out right. Like the blue looked purple and it was too light, so that's why I had to use nail polish for this particular custom. But I think that the mixture of those 2 colors is pretty spot on with the Catboy toy that I have. Now let's paint the body using that same method, and once all of the polish has completely dried, we can start putting in Catboy's stripes. If you want to, you can paint on his stripes, but I thought they would look really awesome if they were 3D, so I'm going to be mixing a Sugru blue and white to create that light blue for his stripes. And I'm going to be using a new tool today. This is a clay extruder. It's really cool. You can put your clay, or in my case, sugru, directly inside of the tube, crank it, and the clay will be pushed out of the tip at the bottom. And I chose one that's going to make little spaghettis, and these are going to be the perfect size for me to put on all of those stripes. And it's so much easier than rolling out little pieces in your hands. This is gonna make it so much simpler. So here's my sugru spaghetti, and I'm gonna take one strand and just start wrapping them around the legs and the body to mimic the stripes that Catboy has on his outfit. So let's get these all on. I'm gonna pat them on and kind of flatten them out with my finger. The lines are not gonna be perfect. They're not gonna be crisp. They're a little jagged, as you can see here. But once the sugru has completely dried, you can go in with an X-Acto knife and trim and clean up all of those edges. And again, like I mentioned earlier, you don't have to do all this. If you wanted to, you could easily just paint the stripes on. But I thought it would probably be the same amount of work, and it would probably just look cooler if they were 3D anyways. Here's what it looks like with all of the stripes on. Again, the lines are not crisp at all, so I'm gonna use my X-Acto knife and show you guys how you can trim it to make those lines nice, neat, and straight. And that sugru easily just scrapes off of the nail polish. No big deal there. Let's get all of these lines cleaned up and put in some cuts here and there to really make it look like Catboy. Before I clean up the stripes on his chest, I need to measure out where his logo is going to be. So I printed out this tiny little logo on regular printer paper, and I'm gonna just cut it out, measure it against the body exactly where I want to place it, and then just kind of figure out where those stripes need to end, mark it off, and then let's cut out these chest stripes. To attach that logo, I'm going to put down a layer of clear nail polish and then pick up that paper logo and attach it directly to the center of the chest. I find that for logos like this, it is so much easier to use this method than to draw it out by hand, because you're never sure if you're going to get that exact right shape. So I'm just going to press that paper into the nail polish, and while it's drying, I'm just going to give Catboy some little shoes using some acrylic paint that I tried to make as close to the same color as his stripes. Now that the nail polish at the front has completely dried, we can go in and finish his logo. I'm gonna paint the cat a lighter shade of blue so it matches his stripes, and I'm just using acrylic paint here. Gonna completely fill it in and then go in with that same dark nail polish I used for the body to fill in all of the white areas so it looks like it's a part of his suits. The body's all done. I'm gonna give it a layer of clear nail polish to seal all of that work in, put it to the side, and let's start on the head. So that base layer we put down earlier is completely dried. We can start painting on the face. I'm using some flesh toned acrylic paint here to draw on the mouth, and while that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and put in the eyes. Now this is gonna take 3 coats of acrylic paint to get a nice coverage, but you want to let them dry in between. Now I'm going in with that dark blue that I tried to make for the body earlier for the eye. And then I'm going to go in with just a shade of blue, a little bit lighter, to give the eye a little bit of depth. I'm actually going to outline the eye with black acrylic paint and then go in, give him his pupil and one light reflection in the corner. And these eyes look pretty awesome. Before I start on the stripes, I'm just real quickly gonna grab a super dark shade of blue. I mean, it's so dark it almost looks black, but it's not, and just paint the inner part of his ear. For the stripes on his head, again, we're gonna use the same method we just used on the body, using some Sugru spaghetti. Put all of those stripes down, flatten them out, and then clean up the lines with your X-Acto knife. Let all of the Sugru completely dry, and then you can cover the entire head with a layer of clear nail polish, and that is going to seal in all of the paint and all of the Sugru. Now I'm just going to reattach the head to the pony's body. Let's take a look at the completed custom. Here is Catboy, and his outfit is awesome. Those 3D stripes came out so great. I love it. He is gonna look so cool next to my Owlette pony and my Gekko pony, and they can fight crime together. Let me know which PJ Masks character you would like to see made into a pony next. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, Little Pandas. Until next time, bye! You can follow me online to get the latest news and updates. Like my Facebook page, facebook.com/MandaPanda Toy Collector, or follow me on Instagram at MandaPanda Toy Collector. Want to mail me something? Guess what? You can. Mail it to MandaPanda, P.O. Box 2855, Humble, Texas 77347.